Let's go. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully we're live and we're streaming right now. So, it's been quite a week. Man, they have me running some loads like crazy. I'll tell you that. We've been doing a ton of loads. And so testing out, I tested how many students did I? Oh, I tested a CDL guy this week. So he had his CDL. He had to come over here and learn everything. And, you know, we learned everything. So, he had to learn how to drive the truck. He had to learn how to back everything. So we got it done, and he learned a lot from us. And got his CDL when he was 18. So he came out here to Prime now that he's 21, and was like, hey, I got my CDL when I was 18, but found out I couldn't do nothing with it. And he paid, at the time, he said he paid about 3,500 for it. And I was like, man, that's crazy. 3,500. I'm all like, I came here to Prime, and you know, I did the program, signed the contract, all that stuff. And what I did is I obtained my CDL here at Prime. Didn't have to pay that money because I stayed here for a year. So I completed my contract, so it was free. And he was all like, man, he's all like, you do a year here at Prime, which you need experience to go anywhere. Man, I wasted my time going to a CDL school. I should have waited till I was 21, So it happens though. Dollar Tree Lawn Chairs first in here. Gene, what's up, buddy? First live I am catching in a while. Glad to see you hanging in there. Zishan says, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm great, Zishan. How are you doing? John says, what's going on? Upgrade at Springfield yesterday. Let's go. Shout out to John with his upgrade. Let's go. Greenwich Trucking says, evening D. Teach those newbies the proper way. Yes, and that's what I'm trying to do. I try hard. My dad always taught me do everything to the best of your abilities, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it to the best of my abilities. So, we're just teaching people how to get their CDL. And you know and the sad thing is, I hear a lot of TNT trainers, like a lot of my students. I didn't mute my phone. But I hear a lot of TNT trainers, they tell their students, first thing that they tell them is, hey, all that stuff you did at the pad, forget that. And I'm like, dude, like, that's not correct. Like, some of the stuff, I can see you saying, somebody saying that. But the basics of like making turns, the basics of backing, if you're out there teaching your students how to turn the wheel for each moving part, it's the same thing whenever you're backing out there in TNT. It's that real skill, it's that real working on it. I mean, it's for reals. It's the same stuff that you're going to be using out there in the truck stops. Pegleg, yo, 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 what's up, Pegleg? Backwoods, what's up, brother? Backwoods, I've been busy. I've been meaning to hit you up this week. I was going to check in with you, see how you been. Daddy Death says, starting the third 30K on Saturday. Man, that's the hardest part right there. TNT training is the hardest part. It is. It's extreme. So one word of advice that I'll really give you for the 30K miles is, soon as you're done driving and your shift's over, go to bed and get some sleep. You do not know how hard it is to sleep in a truck unless you've done it before. Like, it is pretty hard to sleep in a moving truck. It really is. So, soon as you finish driving, go straight to bed. Try to get as much sleep as you can. You're going to wake up, go back to sleep. It is hard to sleep in a moving truck. So, best advice I can give you is get a lot of sleep, as much as you can. Uh, Backwoods. Zeshawn says, I'm doing great. I'm in the Salt Lake City, Utah, and busy. Oh man, Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm probably gonna have to come up there pretty soon because usually whenever I get a new truck, so I'm due for a new truck in August. That's the predicted time that I'm supposed to get a new truck. So whenever that happens, I'll probably have to go to Salt Lake City. They like sending me every time. They're all like, "Hey, we need you to go to Salt Lake City," and then like I kind of weasel out of it. I'm all like, let me go talk to Success Lease and see what kind of pull I got. Like, go over there, talk to a few people. Hey, how's it going? You know, it's been a while since I seen you. Yada 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 yada. Hey, man, is there any way you got any truck over here that I can switch into instead of taking this truck all the way to say Salt Lake City? And they're all like, well, we got this one. It has some miles on it. And I'm all like, I'll take it. I don't care if it has miles on it. Give it to me. I don't care if it's used. I mean, everyone asks me, was it like the truck I got now? They're all like, where'd that big scratch come from? I'm all like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. You know, you should see the inside of it. There's like somebody used it looks like a crock pot in there, and it looked like they took the insert out and the hot ceramic bowl, they set it on the floor in there, and the floor in the trucks are plastic. You know, it's rubber, so a hot item on top of it burnt circles into the floor in there. So I don't care. It's a truck. Like, I'm not tripping about it. It's my work truck. So, you know, I put it all on the inspection because I'm not gonna have to pay for that. Like, no. So I make sure I cover myself by putting it on the inspection. Hey, this truck already had this problem and this problem and this problem. Uh, Thank you for the advice. Going to pop by the pad tomorrow. Hey, I'll be at the pad tomorrow. So I'm gonna meet with so I got a new student. Not yet, I haven't got a new student, but I've already been told that at 8 a.m. I needed to be at the pad because I'm gonna have a student that I need to work with. So I don't know his name, but I got a good idea of who it is. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but the Salt Lake and backwards. The Salt Lake City terminal is pretty nice. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna hit you up backwoods. I'm gonna hit you up, man. I meant to check in earlier on you. Sometimes I just get so busy. I saw your pee video. Man, I bought one of those pee jugs a long time ago, but I don't know where it went. I have no idea where it is. Oh, I think I see it. Aha, the pee jug. This this is the pee jug. I bought me one because I thought it was funny. So I saw it at the truck stop, but I thought it was funny. So I bought one. Wasting money, like I'm doing what I tell truckers not to do. I'm like, don't waste your money on stuff that you'll never use. Don't waste your money on it. Wasting money on this, but it's the shape of a pea. It's a pea jug, shape of the pea. Shape of a pea. Oh man, it's the original pea jug established in 2021. 2021. Because you can't pee everywhere, is what it says. Made in the USA. 100% washable. Holds up to 68 fluid ounces. With older seal and spill proof lid. Perfect for hunting, fishing, and trucking. Yeah. Oh, it even says made in the USA on the bottom. It's reusable and 100% washable. I haven't ever used this one. I don't know how this is an odor proof seal. It's not even a seal. It's one of those lids with like the little plastic thing in the, like a pill bottle has, like that little plastic cardboard thing, I should say, like a cardboard thing. I don't know how that's gonna hold in the odor. But yeah, peg leg, I got one. Got one. P jug, y'all sponsor me, all right? I bought your jug. Bought your jug, and it's funny, but like I'll never use it. Like, I don't know. I just bought it for the heck of it. You're saving money with that thing. Just like a warm soda, roll down the window and dump it. Do they expect you to put it in the dishwasher or hand wash it? I think I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna say I'm 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it will be okay in the dishwasher. Like, I just it's I just don't get it. I don't. I just I rather I don't know. I rather, man. I don't know. I just don't. I go into the restroom. They got a sink in there where you can wash your hands. Like, I mean, like, where are you gonna dump it out? I get, I know where you're gonna dump it out. Like, people are gonna just roll down their window and dump it out. And dude, man, like, I see, I'm getting heated up about this whole conversation, but I can't stand it whenever I park next to somebody in the truck stop and they dump their cup of pee or their whatever. They dump it right out their window and then it splashes on your truck. It splashes on their truck. It's all over the ground in the truck stop where you walk. We got to do better. We got to do better. I mean, it's just disgusting. I know, wash it in the truck stop sink along with your feet. I guess where you should, okay, let's be for real. Where you should dump the pee bottle is you should take it in the truck stop with you and pour it in the toilet. Yep. And then go to the bathroom sink and rinse it out. No, don't do that. Oh, cleans bugs off the truck rolling down the road. Ugh. And I tell one time my student, we were driving and like there was no way that we could have went any faster because we were going uphill. My truck was not hearing it. We were loaded all max. Like, we were heavy. I remember we were full of fuel and we were at the max. And this guy was impatient and going around us, so he got on the side of us and he opened up his passenger side window and he threw a cup of pee out the front the passenger side window. Whenever he got up in front of us a little ways, that thing hit the front of the truck. I didn't want to touch nothing. I was like, I don't want to touch nothing. It smelled horrible. Like, that dude definitely needed to drink more water. It was the stench. It was just nasty. Freaking disgusting. Yeah, drink blue Gatorade. Man, I miss Tim Weimer. And we were going to do a whole series. We were going to do a whole series with his safety tips, man. It was going to be great. We had a lot of ideals, and then we just never got them all made before he passed away. You've been having a lot of students, D. Yeah, I've been having a I think I've been having a good amount. There for a while, I only had one at a time. So for a while I had one at a time, and it was kind of rough because I'm used to having like 2 to 3 at a time, you know. So my money that I make is based off of like students. So like if I train a lot of students, I'm gonna get paid more. If I do a lot of loads, I'm gonna get paid more. Like this week, we were knocking out loads. So our pay period at Prime is Wednesday to Wednesday. So we did we we did loads on Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So like 5 loads. We were pretty busy. So like that's added to pay. But if you take one of those factors away, say I don't get good miles, but I have 2 students, it's there goes some of my pay right there. You gotta try to find that balance where you're still doing loads and you still have students. So whenever the students go down and you have one student trying to make it on those loads, it's hard. So like you rather just go over the road and run freight with them than just have one and trying to depend on the eco shred freight. I mean, don't get me wrong, they keep me busy. They keep me busy. I run that stuff. Still planning on going on a long trip with your students. If it drops back down to one backwoods, I'm ready to hit the road. But since it's picked up some, freight has picked up some, so like they start bringing in more students, and it's been decent. We are getting a lot of new every week. There's whole bunch of new trainers coming in. Whole lot of new trainers coming in. Dollar Tree says, "Where's Tennessee Flatbetter been? You and him doing any more lives?" He's out there working. We had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of stuff going on. He was going through the same stuff that I was going through, but like we weren't like I guess you would say we weren't. We were kind of like I was kind of like, hey, I'm gonna deal with my stuff. I don't got time to do anything else. He kind of did the same thing. Hey, I gotta deal with my stuff, and just once, maybe once he gets settled down and he's back to, you know, got his whole studio set back up, or his whole room that he had. Yeah, it was a studio with his green screen and everything. Maybe someday we can get him back on here. I don't know if he even wants to or if he's even interested in it. But right now, I got to figure out how to even have a guest on here because I am using OBS now and I'm still not the best at it. So I'm still learning what to do. Say less. Dude, where are you? I need help with backing maneuvers. I'm in Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Missouri. Johnny B says, "Hey, Twisted, any word on California hiring?" Johnny, we are not hiring from California. And I did not get a good reason why. So, like, I was all like, I hit up my recruiter. I was all like, "Hey, are we hiring from California?" And she replied back. She replied back pretty quick, like last week before the live even ended. I didn't notice that she replied back, but she actually replied back before the live ended. And she was all like, "Hey, we're not hiring from California right now." And she put a sad face. So evidently, a lot of people from California wish to come trucking, but right now we are not hiring out of California. So I don't have much more than that. I don't have the reason. I mean, I could speculate and I could guess the reasons. I could be like, hey, look, the reason is because that whole can't be a lease operator and live in California, kind of that deal ish. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure because they used to be like, hey, if you live in California and you're coming to Prime, you cannot be a lease operator. You have to be a company driver. So they would tell you up front, then you would get hired on, and you would be you would go company. So maybe with them trying to do that, a lot of people got mad and they're all like, "Man, we're just gonna quit if we can't lease." Maybe that's kind of what happened. I'm not exactly sure on it, but I could see that happening. I could see a lot of people coming in and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to do company. I'm going to do company." And then they're all like they fall for that lease talk, all that lease. That's what I call it, lease talk. All those guys in the millennium, Oh man, the only way you can make money is be leased. The only way you can be successful is be leased. All the false statements of you cannot go home on as a company driver, the false statements of like all that stuff, you know. Company driver, you can't reject loads. You can, but you know, and then they're all like, "Oh man, I can't make no money if I'm not leased, so I'm not even gonna try company. I'm out." You know, it's could have been something like that. You know, but that's just me speculating. That's just me guessing. I have no concrete information on that. I have nothing on that. I wish I knew, but haven't heard nothing on that. My recruiter did type something but deleted it, so I don't know what it was, but my recruiter's great though. Like she's freaking awesome. Pegleg says, "How long does it take 30K miles? How long does 30K miles take?" It takes, I say average. I used to say average it at 5,000 miles a week, but it seems like right now it's more like, or here lately it's been like 4,000 miles a week. So average it, take the 30K divided by 4,000 miles a week, and then add in a week of home time. And these cameras now, so used to we had stuff like hard brake, rollover, you know what's it called when you hit your brake too hard? We'll just call it excessive braking. I can't remember what it's called. Hard brake. No, it was hard brake, rollover. So hard brakes where you brake hard. Well, then there's the one where the truck brakes for you. I can't remember what that's called. And then there was overspeed and excessive speed, so like driving too fast. And they would add extra miles. But with these cameras coming out, there's different stuff that you can do that will get you 5,000 miles added on. Used to it just be like a flat 10. But now that these cameras are out, they're like for multiple infractions, it's 5,000 miles per multiple infraction and stuff like that. So you're going to have to pick it up. You're going to have to learn from your mistakes a lot more and not making the same mistakes over and over and over. If you, there's also stuff you can get 10,000 miles for, like if you back the trailer, like say you're back into a spot, you hit the dude next to you, that's going to be 10,000 miles. You get a speeding ticket or you get a ticket while driving the truck, that's going to be 10,000 miles. Just different stuff like that. You pull in a weight station and you fail inspection, you're going to get 10,000 extra miles. So there's a lot of stuff that has changed. It's Why do so many people want a lease? You know, I don't think I don't think it's a bad thing that people want to lease. Like I really don't. Like I don't care if my students go lease. I don't care if my students go company. That's their choice. Now, what I do tell you is if you're gonna go lease, you gotta have your head on your shoulders right. You gotta be smart with money. You gotta be you got to be ready to hustle and work hard. You got to be prepared to be like, man, I'm in the negative. I got to dig my way out. You got to take money from the good weeks. Oh man, I had a great week. I need to put some of it up to save it. It's a big risk, but it could also pay out and be a good reward. You know, you're it's not all as great as people make it sound. So people will make it sound freaking like, man, you make so much money on lease. They're just gonna tell you about the good days. There are gonna be bad days. You're gonna be negative a week. You might be negative the next week too. You might be negative $100. You might be negative your whole truck payment. It just depends. That truck payment does not stop. Does not stop. Plus you gotta buy fuel. Like if you're not driving good, fuel efficiently, like say you're just maxing out the truck everywhere you go, you're gonna burn a lot more fuel than somebody that would figure out what's the best speed to get the best fuel mileage, areas that you're in. There's a lot of variables into leasing, and you have to really, really know your stuff when you go lease. Like, definitely, you gotta be on your A game going lease. You have to be on your A game. You gotta be smart with the business aspect, and you gotta be really smart with the whole trucking game. You gotta know where freight is, where freight's not at. You know, you have to know stuff like that. And then on top of that, you have to check yourself. You have to be like, man, I'm freaking. I just feel like taking the day off. I'm gonna tell my fleet manager I'm gonna take the day off. You gotta check yourself. Nah, I'm out here to make money. Like, where's my next load? Let's go. You have to be aggressive. You have to have that that want and that willing to just go. So like there's a lot into lease. There is, and it's you gotta you gotta control yourself a lot. Like, you can't just be blowing money to blow money. Like, I had lots of friends buy a plate. Like, I had a buddy. He don't work at Prime no more, but he used to, and he was kind of the guy I learned what not to do from. So if I had anything that I ever was all like, I'm all like, I wonder what would happen if you pulled the brakes out while you're driving down the road. That would be the guy that I would ask, because he might try it out. So you would find out. But he would get a good check. He would get a good check from being leased, and he would be like, he'd go buy like a PlayStation or something, like brand new PlayStation. He's driving down the road. We're talking on the phone, and like I hear a crunch or like a loud sound. I was like, "What was that?" He's all like, I was bored, so I threw that new PlayStation out to see if it would break into a bunch of pieces. I'm all like, you threw it out where? He was all like, out the window. I was like, bro, you wasting money. Like, he had a rock chip his window. It was a small chip. So he got mad, so he threw his brush into the windshield. Cracked it even worse. Had to go get it fixed now for sure. Where he could have just, that little chip, he could have just got it repaired. So like, yeah, it just, it is what it is. Like, you have to be, he would, he was negative for like, I don't know. He was negative a long time. He was not digging himself out of the hole. Was not digging himself out the hole. He didn't have willpower to, he didn't have any willpower to be like, like run, 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 run. He had like, man, I'm gonna pull over, take a nap, or I'm gonna go in the terminal and stay like 4 or 5 days because there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the terminal. You got to keep yourself motivated, and you got to keep running. Like like Greenwich came in the terminal the other day. I was all like, man, if you're still here, he had to do something one day, and I was like, hey, if you're still here tomorrow evening, like, we can go out and eat or something. And Greenwich was like, nah, buddy, I gotta get a load out of here. And I was like, I don't blame you. Like, Greenwich don't play around. If he comes in the terminal, he's trying to get right back out. He's about making money. uh has the English speaking enforcement impacted prime recruiting? I don't know if it's impacted prime recruiting much. Maybe there's another step that they have to do, and they have to go through like, some extra steps, like, hey, I need you to type out this message, or I need you to repeat this, whatever. You know, I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't heard anything like that. I know that I know that in the before before you get to the pad, while you're still in the classroom setting, so orientation is what I'm trying to say. Now, I've heard in the orientation, and this is hearsay, but I've heard it from like my students, is if you can't speak the English, and like the teacher is all like, what's the height of the truck? And you can't answer that, and then the teachers ask another question, what's this? And you can't answer those questions, then they're all like, we're not going to continue the process with you. So I have heard that here recently, and I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, this guy he didn't understand nothing. He didn't know what was going on. So I have heard that. but that is hearsay. Would you ever do lease? No, I would not do lease. I would not do lease. I don't want to do lease. I like to build up my 401k. I like to have insurance for my family. Like those are really big things for me. And then on top of that is I don't want to ever go into the negative. Like I know I'm pretty smart with like I would be successful at least because I have the willpower to go, and I know how to. I've I have not run lease, but I know how it works. So you know, and I have a great community of friends that if I needed to know anything about leasing, I could call them up. Hey, what's this? What's this? How do I do this? So like I have a good group of friends that I know I could count on and call them and be like, "Hey, what do I do in this situation?" So I know that I would be successful. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to ask for help with stuff that I don't know. But take away my health insurance, you take away my 401k, stuff like that. Like I put a lot into my 401k. I try to max it out every year. So I'm trying to hit the max every year on my 401k. And pretty much at the end of the year, it's kind of like you get a raise for the holiday months because it's like once you max it out, it's they don't take more out because they can't put more in it. So hey, it's a pay raise, you know. Dollar Tree says I'm with the railroad now, but I'm not working for free. If I want to go home, I am. Yeah, yeah, I feel that. What's better, flatbed or reefer? Um, it's a personal decision. They all these divisions pay the same, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like all these divisions, reefer, flatbed, tanker, they all pay the same. They pay the same, really. There's not no more pay to do flatbed. There's no more pay to do reefer. There's no more pay to do tanker. So, which one's better? In my opinion, reefer because like, hey man, I'm not breaking my back, strapping and chaining and tarping and all that stuff. And me, I'm not a big risk taker and I'm scared of heights, so I don't have to be up on top of a load looking at the ground like, oh, that's gonna hurt. The ground comes fast when you're falling. It's definitely fall like you fall, the ground is coming at your face pretty fast and you're gonna hit hard and you're gonna be like, oh, that hurt. So I think to me, reefer. Dollar Tree says, is it true that Prime charges the dispatcher if a driver is negative? I I'm not sure if they charge them for it, but it might affect some of their bonuses that they get. Wow, my phone. So I'm not sure on that. Peglick says Greenwich ain't no terminal rat. Yeah, that's the truth. He is not no terminal rat. He does not like being stopped for very long. DJ, what's up, Twisted? Kiersey, what's going on, Kiersey? Oh, you're scared of heights too? And too old to tarp or vent. Yeah. Yeah, that flatbed, that's some work right there. That's some work. But so lots of people get hurt doing flatbed. I've heard of people falling off the load. Like, hey, and people get killed around flatbed. Like, accidents happen. Like, stuff falls off, or like pulling pulling those coils. Yeah, you can forget that. You can forget that. Like, that stuff is dangerous. Now, I'm sure you can safely chain it down. I mean, lots of people do it the right way. They chain it down correctly, and it's safe, but it still doesn't look safe. It doesn't feel safe. And, like, I've seen pictures of the aftermath, and I'm like, no, none of that. So, I don't want no part of that. You guys that do flatbed, hey, thank you for doing something that like I really don't want to do, and y'all work hard and let's go flatbed. I'm not big into it. I'm just like, man, nope. Man, I tried to make a new shirt for my merch shop today, and my merch shop deleted it. So, yeah, it sucks. I don't know how to I don't know why it keep like I made it twice and I thought I had it right. Freaking deleted it. But yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore with that merch shop. That merch shop business just irritates me. I try to make some cool stuff and it's horrible. Backwood says, I don't know, man. I ran my tail off with Prime doing flatbed and didn't make much. Reefer was a lot more profitable in my experience. Oh, see, there you go. Backwoods ran both. So, yeah. See, the thing that would get me on flatbed is like I like to run, 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 run. I mean, that's what I've been taught is run, 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 run. And then flatbed, if you don't have a load that carries you through the weekend, you're stuck during the weekend. I don't know about y'all, but I really don't want to be stuck during the weekend. So I wouldn't like being stuck during the weekend. The fall doesn't hurt to stop at the end of, yeah, yeah. Awesome, no micromanaging, plenty of miles, take it there. Oh, you're talking about your job. Okay. I was all like, what? Dollar Tree says, why not just sell merch at the terminal? Like I'm not even trying to sell it, and I'm not a good business person. Like I don't like selling stuff. Like I'm all like, if I had hats made, so I had hats made, I like to give them away. What's going on, Slime Pack? But like I had hats made, I gave them away. I had a bunch of stickers. I got a ton of stickers one time. I just gave them away. So like I'm not like I don't like to sell stuff. I don't. Like I'm not good at that stuff. What's going on, Slime Pack? You making some money out there? Hey, make sure y'all subscribe to Slime Pack too. Well, if you haven't heard of Slime Pack, this is Slime Pack in the chat right here. Make sure y'all follow her. She's doing the she's doing the vlogs and she has like the cool camera outside on her mirror that I guess can rotate or something. Like it's pretty cool though. Like she has some good videos, good content, and there's a lot of my students have been watching her and they're all like, so what I hear the most is I watch I watch you, Slime Pack, and there's another channel Miss D. So Miss D in the training department. So that's the three channels I hear most people saying that they watch. Oh, you're making some change. Let's go. Let's go. We're all trying to make some change out here. Uh, what happened to Hans? I haven't seen Hans in a long time. I have not seen Hans in a long time. Slime Pack, you almost done with the lease on your truck? I'm just curious because it's felt like you've been in that I think it's a Peterbilt, isn't it a Peterbilt? The red Peterbilt? I hope I'm not wrong. Maybe it's a Freightliner. I can't remember. I want to say it was a red Peterbilt, but I feel like you've been in that truck for a long time. Get that lease completion bonus. Hey, there's another reason to go lease. They'll save 7%, 7 cents per mile, I think it is, for every mile you drive, and they put it into account. And at the end of your lease, they give you that money back after they pay for any damages and stuff. Oh, one more year, August the 22nd of 2016. 2026. Man, I'm horrible at reading dates. Well, congratulations, one more year. The real question is what happened to the new driver making YouTube videos? It's been like 3 years since that was a thing, I feel. What? The real question is. Oh, it's. Are you talking about people coming out here trying to make YouTube videos and then stopping? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to make YouTube videos whenever you're new, because you start out, you can make videos while you're in PSD, but when you hit the TNT, it is hard. So Poe, what you doing in the Salt Lake City terminal, brother? You over there testing one out? Hey, Slowpoke, did you start using that pre-trip I sent you? Have you started using it? Do you like it? Backwoods says Hans is out super trucking. He'd hit the brakes if he knew Kiersey was in here. Oh yeah, right? Right? Now I haven't heard from Hans in a long time, Backwoods, like at all. Kiersey, you heard from Hans in a while? Did you Yeah, I can't watch that channel, Kiersey. I just don't know why. I just can't watch it. Like I don't know. It's possible in TNT. I was dropping 3 videos a week in TNT. Yeah, it is possible, but like, hey, I give it to you, Slime Pack. You are working. You're a worker whenever it comes to those videos. Like, like they are not easy. They are not easy. Like, I I can't believe, like, if y'all have not made videos, if y'all have not like tried to vlog, if you ever tried to vlog, you're gonna find out how much work she puts into her videos, because it is some work. Like I made a couple here and there, like just a day training my students, and it is a lot of work. And then most of the time I miss whatever, like I miss the good stuff. Like this week, like I was pulling out from under a trailer and one of the legs messed up. So like the trailer went to tilt as I was pulling out from under it, and I ended up stopping in time, but that thing was leaning over and everything. I didn't even video nothing. I was all like, boom, get on the phone. I'm like, hey man, send that forklift out here with some jack stands. We gotta get this off my truck. So I didn't record nothing, but I was all like, man, if I could have recorded all this, like it is difficult to make videos. It's not easy. It's not easy. The easy videos are whenever I set up a camera and I just talk about something. Like live's easy because we're just sitting here talking about stuff. I heard it from Hans. I may call him now. I got Yeah, see, Kiersey, that person came to be a instructor to pick up a student this week too. That person did come to become an instructor. I talked to her. Yeah, Slime Pack's videos are amazing. And then sometimes I've scrapped whole videos. So like I remember I had like 2 hours worth of video recorded one time, And I just looked at it and I said, man, I'm not even gonna edit all this. I'm not gonna. It's just too much for me. 2 hours and just and what happens is you record like 4 5 hours worth of footage and you chop it all up and it downsizes to like 12 minutes worth of video. So like it is freaking hard. You got to be like on your A game with it. I am not on my A game with it though. Ooh, not in the truck, not in the truck. Not in the truck. That's nasty. Well, from what I hear, to be fair, from what I hear is most female drivers have to carry like a portable potty in case of emergencies or something because it's not like a guy where we sometimes we can just sneak off into the woods and go to the bathroom. So it kind of I don't know. Yeah, yeah, backwoods. Yeah, yeah, does sound bad. But I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. Not with a student. Oh, there was a student on the truck with that? Yeah. See, yeah, I don't know. I can't comment on it. Can't comment on it. Like I'm real big on like I am real big on cleanliness in the trucks. Like I am real big on or we'll go like let me know you gotta go to the bathroom beforehand so we can find somewhere to go to the bathroom, you know. Uh, if I'm going to like one so doing these eco shred loads, sometimes there's you go to a parking lot, there ain't no building, there's no building at all, you're at a parking lot. Or this place I went to the other day, it was a chop shop, no one spoke English. I call it a chop shop, but it was like this building that was tin building that was barely together. Nobody spoke English over there. They're all like, no, 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 don't drop trailer here, don't drop. And I'm all like, hey, go away, bro, go away. I said, I know what I'm doing. Go away. Because I already called somebody that like I called the guy that owned the place and I was like, hey, what do you want me to do, man? Nobody speaks English here. He was all like, oh, your trailer's around the over here, drop there, pick that one up, move it, put that one there, and then you take off. And I was like, cool, so like he came up and no, 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 no. My student was all like, you want me to pick the landing gear back up? I'm all like, nah. Like I was like, get out of here, bro. Like go, go, go. Like we're good. We're gonna put it over there. Just chill, chill, go away. Like, go do whatever you need to do. Like, I talked to the owner. He told me to do this, and a lot of times there's no restrooms at places like that. Or like we go to this one place and it's just a lot that people that they bring the loaded trailers, they drop them there and they pick up an empty and take it. So we have a lot of trailers that go in there. We drop a lot of empties and pick up a lot of loaded, and there's no restroom there. So if I know that's coming up, I'll always tell my students, hey, let's go use the restroom and in the truck stop, because I know that it's going to be an issue. Pegleg says like and subscribe. Y'all can use his leg to hit that like button. DJ Mike 1, same here. How do you keep a truck? Nasty trucks. Oh man, like I try not to recover trucks just cuz of that. Like I try never, never ever. Gotta drive, be safe. Oh, all right, later, Kirsty. Thanks for coming in. But what was I saying? My bad. All of a sudden, this message popped up and it said playing a YouTube commercial. Like, I don't even know why it said that. Maybe y'all had to watch a commercial. My bad. It just popped up and said it. Uh, yeah, like so. Whenever you're living in the truck, man, that's your house. Like keep it clean, keep it clean. It's also good for your mental status, I believe. Like so, whenever I would let my truck kind of get like it's been like 3 or 4 days since I cleaned it up. Whenever I lived in there, I'd be like, man, I'm just so down. And then like I would finally stop and I'd be like, I'm gonna clean this truck up, right? So I cleaned the truck up. I got me a good place where I'm gonna be for like 14 hours or so. So I got like an extra 4, 5, 6 hours to clean it up, take a shower and all that. Like I would clean my truck up, and then once I got it all clean, man, I go take my shower, I come back, and it just felt way better. It was uplifting. It made you feel better. It like picked you up to have a clean truck. That's like whenever I've had students before on TNT and they're all like, my trainer won't clean up his truck. It's nasty in here. I don't like it. And I'd be like, hey bro, how dirty is it? Send me pictures. So they send me pictures. If it's just some clutter, like some wrappers on the ground or some dust that needs to be cleaned up, like go ahead and clean. Like it's not that big of a deal. So I tell my students, that my ex students at the time, I guess, my students that graduated to TNT, I'd be like, hey man, clean up the truck, clean up the truck, and call me back in a week. Let me know what happened, or I'll hit you up in a week. So they would clean the truck. They would clean it all up. They would be like their next reset. They would clean the inside of the truck up front. They would clean it up, and then I'd be like, "See what happens." I talked to them the next week, and they're all like, "Hey, man, my trainer actually the next time we had a break, he's the one that cleaned it up, and he's been keeping it clean. Like he's not making a big mess." And I'm all like, "See, it's both of y'all's responsibility to clean the truck whenever you're teaming like that. So make sure you're doing your part." The thing is, TNT trainers, they deal with a lot of students, so they're so used to like students not picking up after themselves, and they just get in like kind of not a, how would you say this? They kind of get this, I guess, attitude. I'm trying not to say that they have a bad attitude. They just get in this mindset of like, ah man, this dude's just gonna make a mess in here. He don't care about my truck. He don't care about how clean it is. I'm just gonna let it get dirty. When it gets off the truck, I'll probably clean it up, and then I'll clean it up, and then it'll be clean again for a while. So like they kind of get in that mindset. But if you take the initiative and you're like, hey man, I'm gonna clean this up, and you clean it up, he or she might have a better mindset of like, okay, this person wants to be in a clean truck. So guess what? I'm going to keep the truck clean. They're going to help out keep the truck clean. We're going to do this together. And also it also gets them out of a funk. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're kind of like, man, I'm just going through something. I think it has an effect on you mentally having a dirty truck, and I think your mental also allows it to get dirty. Maybe your trainer's going through something and they're just like, oh, I don't want to clean it. Or, oh man, I'm going through a lot. I don't have the energy to clean it. Sometimes you just doing that positive thing right there, they're going to be like, oh man, this is great. Like my trainer had me in a truck stop during let me stop right there. My trainer did not force me to be in this truck stop during Thanksgiving, right? We were in the area. He was not planning on being home during Thanksgiving, and I was not planning on going home during Thanksgiving either, because I was like, I want to get these miles done. So we end up. It was actually my ideal. We end up close to his house, and I said, "Hey, bro, we're like real close to your house." I said, "Why don't you get a short load and go home for Thanksgiving?" I said, "Park me in the truck stop. I'll be cool." And he was all like, "Really?" He was all like, "You be all right with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "What about you going home?" I was like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like, we're right here by your family. It's not gonna hurt to take one day off or maybe 2 days off. Have some Thanksgiving with your family. It's my favorite holiday, and it was around my birthday anyways. My birthday's November 26th. Some years it falls on Thanksgiving. So he said, "Let me get you a hotel room." I said, "Man, nah." I said, "Hell no. I'll sleep in the truck." I said, "It's not a big deal. Like, I'm not tripping. I'll sleep in the truck stop. I'll probably clean it up, give me a good shower, relax, whatever." And he was all like, "All right." So I chose to sleep in the truck. He did offer to get me a hotel room, but I was like, "Man, I don't want this guy to spend his money on like getting me a hotel room. Like, I'm just gonna stay in the truck." So I stayed in the truck and I spent one day cleaning the truck. Like, I cleaned inside the vents, I cleaned the cup holders, I washed everything, like the whole inside of the truck, like the windows, I wiped down all the top. I mean, like, cleaned it up. I found some Febreze in there. I Febrezed the seats, the all the cloth in it. I Febrezed it, and it was smelling so good in there, and it looked so good. Whenever he got back, he said, "Hey, what did you do to my truck?" I said, "Man, I cleaned it up." And he's all like, "Man, it's nice." And the rest of the time we ran together, like, he was either cleaning it or I was cleaning it, and like it was just way better. So sometimes it just take the initiative and help out. It'll go a long ways. And it's not his responsibility or her responsibility to clean up after you. It's both of y'all's responsibility to clean up the truck. Uh, Nate says, "Hey, I seen you at the pad today. I passed my test on the first try. I feel great, ready for that TNT experience." Hey, congratulations, Nate. That's awesome. You passed today? Seen you at the pad today. I passed my test on first try. Oh, so if you passed it today, hey, congratulations. Even if you passed it yesterday, congratulations, man. It's a good feeling. Good feeling to trifecta. Slowpoke says, "I tell my students ahead of time. They are guests in my house. Keep it clean." Yeah. No, I agree. Like, keep it clean. What I couldn't stand. So this is what I couldn't stand on. I'm gonna tell you what I couldn't stand when I was taking students over the road. What I could not stand is when we would go shower. So it would be a shower day. I'd be like, "Hey, let's go take showers." So we go in the truck stop, take our shower, and we come back. I could not stand it whenever my student was wearing shower shoes from the shower all the way to my truck and thinking that they're going to walk in my truck in them. Like, you want to see me flip out? I don't even want your shower shoes to touch the outside steps on my truck. So I had this one student that would do it, and I'd tell him, "Hey, bro, that you disrespected my truck." I would be mad. "You disrespected my truck." Like, I got tired of it. So one day, and he would always put them on the passenger side of the truck, and I told him, I said, "Dude, your side of the truck is the driver's side, and my side is the passenger." I said, stop putting your shoes on my side," because I'd be like shower shoes on my side, and it was irritating. And finally one day I had enough of it. I was sick. So when we took off in the morning, I looked down on the mat. His shower shoes were there, and I opened my door and I just kicked them out. I said, you know, I was, I was younger and dumber. I just said, "Man, I'm gonna kick these out." So I kicked his shower shoes straight out the door. I was like, "Forget this, dude." So we take off. That night, he's all like, "Hey, man, you seen my shoes?" I was like, "No, I haven't seen them." He's all like, I was like, "No, they're on the driver's side. They're right there." He goes, "No, my shower shoes. I can't find my shower shoes." I said, "Yeah, I kicked him out of the truck stop. I've been telling you several times, several days in a row. I kicked him out the door. I told you that's my side. I kicked him out." This dude gets all mad, all heated. He calls my fleet manager. Awesome fleet manager I had back then too. I don't have him no more, but he was a good fleet manager too. He calls him up and he's all like, "Hey, my trainer kicked my shoes out the truck." And he's like, "I'm sure he has a good explanation or whatever. Let me call him and talk to him." So he calls me and he's all like, "Hey, did you throw your student's shoes out the truck?" And I was like, I threw his shower shoes out the truck in the truck stop." And he's all like, You can't do that. He paid for those. You can't do that. I was like, look, here's the problem. I told him what was going on. I told him several times, don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, enough was enough. Like, disrespect my truck, man. Like, no, I'm not hearing that. And he was all like, you got to do something. You got to make this right, man. You can't just throw away his stuff. And I was like, look, I said, I got a pair of extra slides in the back. I said, they're Jordans. They're better than his cheap Walmart slides. I said, I'll just give him those. But I'm going to tell him, hey, these better not be on my mat up here or I'm throwing them out. I said, they're brand new. I haven't even worn them yet. They're brand new. So I ended up giving him some Jordan slides so he wouldn't complain about it no more. But I did tell him, hey, don't do it again. I will throw these out too. Like, I'm not. Don't test me. Don't test me. I'll throw them out again. But my fleet manager told me, don't you ever throw away something that doesn't belong to you. I was like, okay. But it was like the disrespect in it. I was like sick of the disrespect. I was like, man, I'm just throwing them out. It was just something I did that wasn't very good. Like, my fleet manager was not happy with me because he was all like, you can't just throw people's stuff away. I'm all like, I said, he can't just walk in my truck with them. And he's all like, I was like, we talked. He was like, you should have called me on it. I could have told him. I was all like, what good's it going to do? I say, all right, well, go ahead and tell him, but I'll give him some new ones. Uh, Patrol says, hey, new to the channel. I'm in a CDL school right now. I test with the Mass State Troopers less than 1 month. I'm nervous about it. Downshifting is an automatic restriction. Is automatic restriction that bad? I did a poll the other day on it. Let me go to my community tab on my channel. But I did a poll on it the other day. I was all like, is the manual restriction really worth it? And I'll tell you what people said. Visit community. So I said, what was getting a Class A CDL manual restriction worth it? And 45% said yes. I won't focus. I don't know if you can read it, but 45% of it said yes. Yes, never use it. 23% says no, I needed it to be able to drive. I needed to be able to drive a manual. And then 33% says does not matter either way. So out of 92 people, they say it's not really worth it anyways. Man, it's CDL schools. But hey, good luck on your test. Good luck on your test, man. And I'm sure you'll get the hang of it by then. Downshifting, double clutch and all that stuff. You'll get used to it. I used the train manual. I liked it better for the backing. Training the backing in a manual truck is a lot easier because in the automatic truck, people want to hit the brakes. In the manual truck, you really didn't have that option unless you wanted your truck to die. DJ Mike says, my cousin trained me. He had 3 boxers on the truck. It was rough. Then he would play video games all night. Then when it was his turn, he was tired. And it was when I was at Prime. Dang, 3 boxers in the truck? You talking about the dogs, or he only had 3 pairs of boxer shorts? I'm thinking you're talking about the dogs. Some dogs. See, as far as I know, you ain't supposed to have any pets on the truck while you're training. But I guess since it was your cousin, it was all right. But still, 3 dogs on the truck? Yeah. Yeah, I bet that was hard. Slowpoke says they don't understand. We trainers do get tired of the disrespect. Exactly. Like, I put up with some stuff too. Like, I get some really really troublemaker students, and man, you think I put up with some stuff. I'm also real quick to check it, I guess you would say. I'm real quick to say, we ain't doing that. We are not doing that. We are not talking like that. We are not going to do that. You are here to get a CDL. It's not time to play. It's time to take care of business. I'm real quick on getting that right. All right, Slowpoke, be safe out there, man. Good night, bro. Yeah, dogs. I figured you were talking about dogs. That's my favorite dog breed right there is boxers. Those dogs are just so awesome. Has it been? It's already been an hour. Hey, well, I'm out. I'm out. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here though. I got some stuff to do in the morning, like meet my new student. You know, I got some things I got to do. I don't even have a load tomorrow, so let's go. I actually wish it's kind of weird. Every Friday I have a load. Like I don't feel right being a Friday and not having a load. I think that they're like give them a little bit of a break. We worked them last week, so. But I'm out. Y'all have a great night. Thank you all for coming in. I'm gonna try to be on next Thursday also. So let's go.